And our next group is Risky Redbirds, and they will be talking about their innovation.
Hi, my name is Aisha Patel, and I'm go to Schaumburg High School in Schaumburg, Illinois.
Hi, my name is Shimani Kuber. I attend Radnor High School in Radnor, Pennsylvania.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amelia Barron, and I go to South Elgin High School, and I'm from Bartlett, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Rushan Shah. I go to Stevenson High School and I live in Buffalo Grove, Illinois.
Today we're going to be talking about Tender. It's tsunamis, earthquakes, and natural disaster emergency relief.
Keyboard.
So why does this matter? So in Indonesia, there's one major tsunami every 4 years. That's really significant because tsunamis are ranked the world's second most, or no, Indonesia is ranked the world's second most disaster-prone country. And these tsunamis affect 6.3 million people, which is a lot of people. And this is just from all the natural disasters. And this is really important.
This graph shows how severe these natural disasters are in different parts of Indonesia. So this just shows how prevalent these things like earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, tsunamis, flooding are. And just depending on the year, depending on what happened, there's so many catastrophes that happen.
So Nina, a 23-year-old woman, was working at a laundry service shop not far from the beach when an earthquake hit. She said it destroyed her workplace, but she managed to escape and quickly went home to get her mother and younger brother. However, the three of them got separated, and Nina described her desperation in this quote: "I don't know how to get information. I don't know what to do."
Currently, the Indonesia does have a detection system to warn people of a tsunami before it actually hits landfall. This system, the Tsunami Early Warning System, INDATUS, was put into place after the devastating 2004 earthquake, causing mass casualties due to lack of systems. With this in place, there were drastically lowered citizen fatality rates. For instance, estimates suggest that over 167,000 people died in Indonesia, with some as high as 220,000. In contrast, in 2018, the deaths were a little over 2,000.
Sorry, one second, we're having some technical difficulties.
Oh, this is a big problem because when Indonesians are unable to evacuate, then there needs the solutions to help these people travel to safer areas. And this is after the occurrences of such natural disasters. With large quantities of debris, as you can see in this photo, wreckage and other forms of waste, traveling can become really difficult to many normal citizens. And a lot of routes can be fully blocked, which makes it difficult to navigate to find a safe area. And these individuals need to travel to safe areas in case of aftershocks or other catastrophes, which could be as bad as the main events.
Now, Tender is a multifaceted company whose main priority is employing drone operators for natural disaster relief in Indonesia. Tender allows for volunteers to get certified in flying drones during high stress situations. These drones guide groups of survivors to the most optimal areas to get the relief and safety that they need.
Artificial intelligence integration is used to create these optimal routes using the collected drones imaging to assess the damages in specific areas and determine the safety of the passage. Additionally, AI integration will take into account the mass number of individuals who are trying to reach safer areas and determine if there is enough space and reroute accordingly. Moreover, it will have the ability to assess if a clear area has the potential for future further disruption from aftershocks, which can be just as deadly as the initial earthquake.
It is the responsibility of the drone operators to talk to survivors through radio systems and safely guide them to help. If your home was destroyed in a tsunami and a drone was flying you around, would you rather talk to AI or a real person? We're focusing on face-to-face or real person connections. The drone operators can work in concordance with search and rescue teams to provide injuries of badly located individuals through radio systems. However, advanced technologies will need to be integrated into society prior to these natural disasters in order to build trust within the company. The best way to do so is getting a credible endorsement from someone like the president of Indonesia, Prabowo Subianto.
Furthermore, having a festival where the drones are introduced and flied within smaller communities to guide them to different incentives like candies can build this trust. Known in psychology as positive reinforcement, these individuals will likely associate following these drones with gaining something. For example purposes, it's candy, but in an actual disaster, it's getting to safety.
So how
And this is an example of how our company might work. So here on this picture, you can see like this drone is leading people through a specified route to get to a safe location that might not be overpopulated or crowded, and doesn't have like the potential of even more disasters happening. On the other side, this is like what the people at Tender are actually doing, and using AI integration and like the drones imaging to come up with the most optimal routes that will reduce the risk of getting into more disasters.
So how are we going to fund our project? Our main priority is to partner with Dragonfly Innovations. They are specifically focused on social impact and saving lives.
And also, Dragonfly also likes to do humanitarian projects. So they actually were one of the first drone companies to save a life. So they have a long history of doing a lot in their community and in the world. So that is why we chose to partner with them.
They especially have a strong, they're strong in mapping and surveying, which is vital in our AI processes. And as of yesterday, they partnered with the US Department of Defense to further implement their technologies in our country. And apart from Dragonflies, when a tsunami hits, countries provide support. So based on the 2018 earthquake and tsunami, these were the amounts allocated to Indonesia from these specific companies. Within this aid, there are certain allocations towards communication and coordination efforts, which is what Tender would be a part of. And there are a few global funds like the World Bank and the Global Disaster Facility for Recovery, Reduction and Recovery, which will give funds to countries prone to natural disasters like Indonesia before the tsunami happens.
So we have a couple of limitations that we came across. If our company doesn't have enough volunteers to help fly the drones, then we won't be able to have enough to help people find the safest path. Without enough aid, there wouldn't be enough resources to be able to afford the drones and training for the volunteers. Additionally, same goes with partnerships. If we don't have any, it makes it more difficult to fund our company. These three factors are integral in supporting our company. But there are many ways on overcoming these limitations. There are many ex-military who still want to get involved and help with projects just like ours. Drone companies also want to partner with us because it helps them build a humanitarian brand image.
When a tsunami hits, everything is destroyed. In the 2018 tsunami, when you would come back to your village, there were mass corpses in the streets lying around. And that, in addition to trees, buildings, debris, it is nearly impossible to find a calm, collected, safe route that you know will lead you to safety, to a UNICEF, Habitat for Humanity, shelter that can provide medical aid. So Tender will help bring people to those places quicker, faster, safer than before.
And here's our works cited. Thank you for your time, and we're open to any questions.
Okay.
Did you talk to those people at at Dragonfly Innovations?
No, we did not talk to them, but in their website, they have a page about their projects.
Yeah, and their philosophies.
Yes, and their
Yeah.
philosophies.
I think that's pretty cool. And you should always feel free to just call people. Worst that can happen is they say no, but you can
Yeah.
get some really good information when you talk to them. You talked about the what we call anticipatory action, providing funding before the event. And you talked about that on a macro level for the country, but there are also programs now that are getting money to individuals before the event occurs so that they can get the money to get the heck out of there or to board up their homes or whatever. So there's some interesting things there, and there are ways that drones could be leveraged there too. I love the use of drones. I think this is really an innovative way of doing it, and so it's cool.
Thank you.
And you guys chose drones instead of mobile phones.
We did that because in the case of a natural disaster, someone might just leave their phone behind. It might get stuck in the wreckage during a tsunami. It might short circuit and break. So there's many especially since in Indonesia, there's a lot of land-based natural disasters. People's phones can easily get misplaced, and drones, they won't be as impacted as they're flying in the sky, and they won't have to deal with going through all of the debris and wreckage.
Phones, power lines in Indonesia with tsunamis and earthquakes can be destroyed, cell towers can be destroyed. So we wanted something that would be reliable and wouldn't be affected. The drones in the sky, so any land-based natural disasters won't affect our ability to operate.
Questions or comments? Okay, if not, we'll move to our final presentation. Thank you.